I didn't realize I had an account over there.
Nice.
Until I saw it, I was like, oh, yeah, it is Kick. So, hello to people, the 3 people that's over there on Kick.
What up, people on Kick?
I didn't even know that was a thing. I was like, we can go live over there too. Okay, I guess.
Kick, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter.
Or should we? I feel like I should probably start being proper, formerly known as Twitter, but that's too much damn talking.
Bruh, if mama named Twitter, I'ma call him Twitter.
Like sometimes I'll be like, damn, should I do what everybody's doing? Because every time I'm watching people who are in like professional settings, they be like, hey, X formerly known as Twitter, but I'm like, that's too much dialogue for a website. Like, I'm not trying to do that.
Yeah, man, it's too much, and I hate calling it X because it just sounds weird.
I mean, especially when you grow up, not even grow up, but like when you realize that he basically named it after an adult site. Yeah.
I mean, you could say he could say all he want about, oh, this is after my son or a tribute to this, that, or the third, but like when you name something X, you do that for a very specific reason.
X marks the spot.
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
Shout out to my cousins though. Like today was one of them birthday, and then just I think it was yesterday or day before, whatever. I'm watching Law and Order SVU, and you know they have the marathon going, and I happened to catch the one where my cousin, who's the actor, he was actually on that one. And I thought he was just on the beginning part because that was the only part I remember seeing. I forget he actually has a little miniature conversation where one of the detectives come into the bar that or coffee shop he's supposedly working at and like talks to him or whatever. Like, what the hell? I was like, God damn. Go ahead, boy. Yeah.
Hey man.
Like, literally, I remember changing his diapers. Like, no joke. I literally changed his diapers. Like, that ain't even the old man talking nothing like that.
Nah, that remind me. I made a lot of people feel old because I started the anime One Piece, the anime version. I ain't bothered the Netflix version, and I said, "Oh snap!" I looked at when the first episode hit, and they said October 1999. I said I was 5.
And what was this again?
One Piece, October 20th, 1999. I was like, I was 5 days shy of being 5 years old.
Yeah, my bad. I was fussing at my daughter's friend. I told her don't come back over here again without her baby. That's my new little homie, dog. Like that was the first time she brought him over here was the other day, and I'm like, who is that? She's like, it's like your baby? Yeah, you know, like no, I didn't know you had a kid. I went to reach for him. He came and grabbed me and everything. It was playing and talking and everything. I'm like, okay, you know what? I like babies, kids, as long as I get them back to their parents.
Yeah, you are the designated uncle.
It's a reason why I had a vasectomy. I can't do it no more myself, but I could step in and help out every so often. Like I don't mind being a pinch hitter. I cannot be a full-time position player as a new parent anymore. I'm sorry. That's just not in the cards for me no more. I can't do it. Too old.
At least you're not getting fired like the Knicks coach.
Bro, literally. I came downstairs and before I got back on, my daughter was just talking about, hey, you see they fired Tibbs? I was like, yeah. And I just had to send them the screenshot of the odds of who's going to be. I said, look, when I get back to my phone, I'm going to send y'all the screenshot of the list of the people who Bovada has put out odds to be the next head coach. And I was like, peep the very last name on the list with the longest odds. I haven't seen them text me back yet, so I don't think they looked at it yet. But I know they're going to crack up because they got Stephen A. Smith actually listed at like plus 6,000 or something outrageous like that.
Stephen A. Smith.
Yes, bro. Yes.
Brother who I ain't seen that one highlight. One clip of him on the court Him as the head coach.
Bruh.
That's what we're doing.
Listen, you know how people be, dog. Like it's just anything will do, bro.
Matter of fact, if that's the case, I should coach.
Listen, bro. I dead ass. I'm about to like figure out how can I tailor my resume to like apply for some of these jobs. Like, gotta be like I gotta have a way in. Like, I know I can write for like somebody or be somebody's coach or something. Like, come on now, man. Y'all giving all kind of people, chances and stuff out there with little to no experience or whatever. Like, come on, man. Listen, you know how many years I played Madden and 2K and NBA Live and all of that? Like, bro, I know what to do. And I'm smart enough to know what I don't know and hire people to surround me that know what I don't know to help me make decisions.
This is true, man. This is true. I'm in the same boat, and we're going to collectively make the decision and press this button so we can start the show officially and get the ball rolling.
Feeling like GRESH UNLEASHED. One time for the sickos. I'm all elite with the game from the get-go. Ain't full of no stardust, I'm a real nightmare, bruh. You can meet me at the crossroads. Business is booming, I feel like the hearse in the kid, and they tell me don't hurt anybody. I'm way too fly like Kevin, I could do this all night. Step back, it's a private party, I'm more dirty than dumb with the way I live. No saint like Ricky with the vibes I give. Looking at my watch, it's about that time. When I hit them with the toodles, it's a lot like Tiff. Might as well call me Tony, they don't even know that I'm timeless. AJ Francis, all I really know is first class. $1 million man, 2 prices, you ain't even over. Shout out to my dogs like Bron. Baby, I'm a limit breaker. You are just a death rider. Can't rest in peace. I saved that for the Undertaker. Proceed with caution, but you ain't Naomi. Can't book the team. Your name must be Tony. IWC say you got to go. Hi-Lite Jermaine and GRESH running. Let's start the show. Cool kids step to the front. Cool kids. Too sweet sign for the click. Gotta give the people what they want. Gotta get eradicate quick. Yeah, I'm like Seth with the outfits. Coming in hot too live on your outlets. Running these streets like the prophets. Thank God for the new day. Can't stop it. Jay Uso with the yeet. Eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. Whole new swag with the price on the tag like Javon on the young OG. Better recognize on the mouthpiece. See the power level gotta increase. Bringing content on the daily. Feeling like GRESH UNLEASHED.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary pals, baby mamas, baby daddies, and everybody in between. Welcome back to the GRESH UNLEASHED podcast. This is episode 121 of the show that brings you the good vibes to the best of our abilities. Joining you as always, the voice that does the most, the purveyor of mischief, GRESH. And joining me as always is one of my partner in them, one representing the Sucio Boys Sports brand in general. I don't even say podcast anymore. That's an entire family over there. But he is speaking of family, he is the giant of this family. Jermaine, what's good with you, brother?
What's up, man? I'm just glad to be here, bro. It's another Tuesday.
Less than highly favored.
Look, you took the word right out of my mouth. You feel me? Like, no matter what's going on, Tuesday nights doing this pod with y'all. And Wednesday nights doing Sucio Sports. This is like my 2 favorite nights of the week. I'm not gonna lie.
You got to. It's a nice escape from the busyness of our lives. Like, yes. Hey, we are adults. We are adulting. We got bills on bills. Like, I feel like my bills have bills at this point. But yeah, I digress. So it's like sometimes it's good to spend the next hour and a half, depending on how what we want to talk about. To just talk about sports, wrestling, anything and everything that comes to mind. I can give you guys a quick rundown of the show. We're going to talk about everything that goes on when it comes to Raw, SmackDown, as well as give us a preview and predictions for the upcoming 2 WWE events. It is Money in the Bank weekend over in Los Angeles, Money in the Bank, as well as Worlds Collide, which will be WWE and AAA. So that will be interesting to digest, as well as talking a little bit more about AEW, as well as a couple of WWE expiring contracts, I should say, from R-Truth, Carlito. We're going to dive into all of that. When and where is Mariah May coming through? So much to talk about, and also the return of Song of the Week to close us out. So this is pretty much what we got going forward this coming episode for you guys. So hey man. Other than that, where you want to start?
Right there. Now we can start with let's start the furthest away and go SmackDown and work our way forward.
Okay. So I guess we can talk about what happened to start the show. It was Bianca Belair, the return of the EST. She's still technically injured, I believe.
Yeah, because she still had the cast on her hand.
Yeah.
So she's still nursing that injury. And I mean, if you looked at how that
what was
like she had posted a picture. It was the one, if you're looking at the hard cam side, like the normal shot that they normally, it was in the corner to the back to the left at Mania. I think it was Io came off the top rope onto her, or Rhea came off the rope. Somebody came off the rope onto her and landed on her and the other lady, and her hand got kind of like caught on something or whatever. And so that was the spot where she hurt her hand. But I remember she posted a picture, and like her finger, it was like, it looked like it had a Christmas ornament inside of it somewhere. It was
it looked like one. It looked like one of them Instagram models with the BBL. No abs.
Yes.
Ass, just like
yes.
Look like a bum bump.
Yes. It looked like Mariah Mills, the one who was stalking Zion. That's what her finger looked like. It looked terrible.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Quite terrible.
Zion, you're dumbass. I mean, every time I see her, I'll be like, Zion, you dumbass.
You gotta be one freaky frog to not only get with that, but get with that repeatedly and pay for it too. Like,
on purpose. Like, bro, I am not that desperate. Like, yeah, I've been single this long, I can stay single another year. Like, if it comes to where I have to part with my finances just to get satisfied,
brother,
nigga, just order porn.
Thank you. It's free. Like, if you go to the right Twitter account, you can just go to their Twitter account, just scroll their media.
It's free it's free 99 to scroll media and satisfy your meat ear. I told y'all I'm coming here to break everybody. Like we this is if you're tuning in for a solid, straightforward podcast, hey, I'm going to get these unk jokes off. Just let y'all know right now.
Listen, it wasn't me that started it this time, guys. Normally I'm be the one that kick it off, but it wasn't me this time.
13 minutes in, that's the type of shit
I think we got a new record. We got a new record.
Like, hey, bro.
Like, wait, did he just say that? I think he did. Yeah, he did just say that.
Yeah. That's where we at.
Hey, but you know what? Like, I love the fact that they use her in a spot where they're in her hometown. She can't come out and wrestle. You can come out, cut a promo, hometown crowd, mom and dad at ringside, all that good stuff. But they didn't use it just for the cheap pop. They also used it to kind of like drop a nugget in there about this story that they're still telling. And so when Naomi comes out to interrupt her and talk about how I've been trying to get in touch with you. I even went past by your mom's house and let myself in today. I was like, whoa.
We're invading houses now?
You just admitted to breaking and entering.
Like, that's a felony.
On live TV. Like,
that's a felony.
What are we doing? You know? And then Jade still comes out pissed as ever. And she like, yeah. But pay attention to the stare down between Jade and Bianca.
Yeah.
That was one of my key moments about that segment. I love that, like I said, I love the fact that they didn't just use her for the cheap hometown pop. I love the fact that they used her for more than just that, and she came out and actually cut a promo, and Naomi interrupted her, then Jade interrupted them, and they used that to kind of drop a nugget to advance that storyline. But I love the fact that they didn't just use it just for the cheap pop.
Can we
Because
give flowers to Naomi right quick again? Like we do it every week, but like this, the delivery and this character that she is going on, it's like it's giving a mixture of Mickey James and Victoria when she first debuted in the WWF.
oh, bruh, you are right. That single white female psychotic friend character, she's definitely, definitely playing that to a T. Like I'm just like at this point, bro. I'm invested, and I don't care what people say about they're taking too long to tell the full story or end this or whatever. I don't care. I'm
This is
invested.
one story that I feel like I can accept them dragging their feet because it's like I feel like the blow off is this is the feud to me.
Yeah.
All due respect to Jade, this is the feud to me, Naomi and
Mhm.
Bianca, because I feel like their history is deeper because we didn't really see Jade and Naomi until like 2021, 2022 ish around the time Naomi left. So we didn't really see them around each other. I'm pretty sure they had a relationship before, but we didn't really see them in the public eye until then. But as far as Naomi and Bianca, we saw her 2019, 2018 evolution.
Right.
So it's
Like,
like it's been a while.
yeah. And the coolest thing is that there's so much left to tell with her and Bianca. And then you can always get to Jade and Bianca down the line. Because Bianca has already established herself as like one of the top stars, if not the top star in that women's division. One of the top stars in the company, period, I'll say. And Jade she has star power. And in this trifecta, Naomi is the well-established vet who's been there and done that already. So it's like you want to continue to put Bianca over and you want to help further establish Jade. And Naomi's already been established. You can just inject her into places where you can't inject other people. But like you said, I tend to agree with you about this one. This is the one that they need to get to immediately. And I think Jade and Bianca can always be revisited down the line because those are going to be two top women who are going to battle for that women's title in that top spot somewhere down the line. So we can always get back to that. But I need this to be Bianca's next thing as soon as she's healthy.
She might be facing the next Miss Money in the Bank because Naomi actually qualified. And we'll definitely dive into this a little bit more, into the entire match when we get to the Money in the Bank preview. But yeah, Naomi defeated Nia Jax and Jade Cargill to win her spot in the Money in the Bank contract ladder match. After Jade took all of that annihilator, like she didn't protect her chest enough. She just said, "Wow,
I'm gonna just go with it." She just was like, "Hey, okay."
I was like, God damn, I know that shit hurt. If she wasn't coughing up blood, I know she could feel a little something in her chest, extra in her chest for a good minute.
Bleeding inside of my chest, Charlie Murphy. This hurts. But yeah, man, that was. I mean, I was impressed, to be honest with you, because we've only seen a few women be able to take the full brunt of that annihilator, and like one of the most impressive ones was the one Lyra took at the Saudi show when she tried to power bomb her. I was like, oh my God, she's done. She's done. And she got up and walked off like a G. I was like, you know what? More power to you. But when Jay took that one on Friday, I was like, oh, damn. I was like, ooh, yeah, this over with. Now you're going to Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then I was like, hey, I'm loving it. But that was a good match, though. That was a really good match. And I really want people to start giving Nia Jax her flowers if you haven't already. Simply because she's on this run that she's been on now, coming back, like she's been very, very good, and she's been very giving. as far as putting other ladies over and making them look good by selling their offense, taking pins, tapping out, doing different stuff, and then every match seems like she has some spot off of the second rope. Every match she's been in, damn near. And
She said Rey Mysterio her daddy.
Before you couldn't get Nia to leave her feet barely. And now you got her doing a second rope spot damn near every match in some way, shape, or form or fashion, and it's looking good. So I need people to start giving Nia her flowers.
Yeah. And speaking of people getting flowers, what do we think they're doing with the Wyatt Six, which is a continued tribute to the late Bray Wyatt?
Hey, I really think that they look like they're gonna go after the tag titles.
I see it.
Yeah, I think they're gonna go after the tag titles.
It may at this point, but like, so are they? I'm about to say, are they completely dropping that story where they're going after people who betrayed people? Because there's a lot of people they can go after if that's the case.
It's a lot of people they could go after, but I'm just wondering if they're gonna like say like some sort of redemptive arc storyline to where like we're gonna take over this division and we're gonna show you how you're supposed to be or something like that. Like still kind of call back to that storyline of going after people who betrayed others, but then also like chasing the tag titles to like say that we control this division or something like that. It just because their last couple of interactions they've had in tag team matches. It's not been individuals. So I'm wondering if they're steering it more towards that or they're going to go in multiple directions. I don't know, but it just seems like it's geared more towards like a tag team run.
I need Taylor or Bo Dallas to fix that wig though. Because my brother in Christ, we see your real hair. And it's not on your side.
That wig is
like look
terrible.
at this. Look at this. Like nigga, look at this. Look at this. What are we doing? Brother, my brother in Christ.
Like, okay, get rid of the hair on the mask and just dye his hair like the gray color. Put that coloring in it or something.
They literally have temporary hairspray. If he doesn't want to dye his hair, they have temporary hairspray where he can just spray his hair.
That's the stuff I was talking about.
Yes,
like where
Sierra,
they
not
color
this.
it,
Every time I see his hair, this is what I see. I'd be like, not this. What are we doing?
For real. Because, like, come on, man.
2 weeks in a row.
Bruh. I don't know, bruh.
I'm like,
I can't call it.
At least do what Dexter Loomis is doing. At least he actually committed to the bit and locked his hair. Even though
Thank you.
Even though it still looked weird. But it's still at least he committed to it.
Yeah.
It's like, brother, come on, man. Come on, bruh. I am not letting this go because it's distracting. It is distracting because it's not like it's a quick flash and his hair stays this way.
Yeah. It's almost as if like, what if back in the day when Kane had the hair on the mask, if he went to give a choke slam or a tombstone or something, and that hair flipped up and we saw the back of his head was bald. Like, come on, man. You can't do that.
Like that Saudi match where his wig and mask fell off after Sean punched him in the mouth.
Oh, come on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah, man. That's my only nitpick of this. I'm cool with the Wyatt Six being back. Hopefully they give them some direction and not hopefully they stay healthy and they give them some direction long term. So we'll see what they got going on with that. What else happened? What else happened on SmackDown? I'm trying to think. What else did happen on SmackDown? Because when I say it's 3 hours of like I be struggling. Like it'll start off hot and then I be struggling for like at that extra hour. And as soon as it hit 10 p.m., I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed. Like, nope, it's 1 whole hour.
Hey,
We
we
got-
got a Javon Evans sighting on SmackDown.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, the young OG, the what he calls himself, Tupac of
Young
this
OG.
generation.
Man, listen, I don't care what that youngster call himself. That little dude got something, bro. He just turned 21 like a couple weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? That
He a
kid
youngin'.
got something. He really got something. And I think if they do the right thing and bring him along, allow him to mature, like personally, physically, in the ring and everything, like you got somebody who can be a WrestleMania main eventer in the near future at a
I like
very young age.
I like it that he called Tony Khan a crackhead and he immediately got called on SmackDown. Like, yeah, here you
Like,
go.
bro, hey, I mean, let's not act like we don't hear the rumors and the whispers and stuff. Like, I just
I'm
love the
not. But I'm
fact
just
that
saying
he was petty
that's
enough
funny.
to go there and like, I'm not scared.
Like, no, that's the funny part. It's like, bro, no punishment. Like, oh, you think he a crackhead too? Come on down.
You know what?
You
I
all
like
right,
your
boy.
style. I like your style.
You all right. You all right,
I like
youngin.
your style.
That's literally what it is, man. I'm like,
Pretty much.
Jesus.
Yeah,
They're teasing Damian Priest and Jacob Fatu for the U.S. title.
I'm loving it. Big meaty men slapping meat. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Loving it. Them two could really get down and have like a one of them hard hitting but action packed matches. And you thinking, you know, two big dudes like that, but both of them can work a slight hybrid style where they can give you some stuff, you know, off the ropes and stuff like that, and you know, dives to the outside. And obviously Jacob has the springboard moonsault that he does. And I mean, there's so much that those guys can do in the ring that I think that this is going to be one of those feuds. I hope it goes a few matches and we get at least one or two pay-per-view matches out of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What? Yeah, they got a couple pay-per-views coming up soon. Yeah. I'm trying to add something to. Nope, I ain't got nothing to add to. I agree with everything you say. Like, I'm trying to add something to. I'm like, it ain't working. So yeah, let's just go with it. Yeah, I agree with everything you say. So I'm not even finna add to it. But also speaking of adding to it, they're adding to some slow tension between Jacob Fatu inevitably leaving the bloodline because he is not feeling JC Mateo, and Solo Sikoa because the Team Husky, because they cost him the Money in the Bank, or he feels like they cost him the Money in the Bank spot. So,
and you know, I don't blame him not one bit. I don't blame him not one bit, bro, because when Solo got up on the apron, there was no need for you to get up on the apron. You could have said what you said from the floor and not be a distraction. And then when JC got up on the floor on the apron, I'm like, what are you doing? Like Solo did it in a manner in which, like, yeah, do it again, do it again, do it again. And JC was like, just get over there, do it again. Almost like forceful. And there was a brief second where Solo kind of looked at JC and then looked at Jacob and was like, wait a minute, chill out. Almost kind of sort of, I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but they're long playing this breakup and this blow up. And I think after that, it's only a matter of time before somebody in that trio comes to blows with Jacob.
and it's gonna be the typical slow breakup, accidental hit. Then he's gonna retaliate. Gonna try to play his peacemaker. Then Solo's gonna flip the switch. I feel like they're probably waiting until one of the Tongans come back to like triple team them.
That and here's the thing: if both of them come back, they're gonna be with each other because they're brothers,
right?
Who will they side with?
Depending on who they want as the heel. Do they want Jacob to turn and Solo get sympathy, I feel like they're just going to ride the wave of Jacob just getting the biggest cheers out of everybody, even though he's still technically a heel. So
They need to. I mean, if you smart, that's what you do. I wouldn't put stock in turning Solo and JC face right now. Definitely not. I mean, with that haircut alone, Solo can't, and that hairstyle with that color and that skunk thing he got going on, and it look almost like he got Beijing like in the sides of it, right? And it's like evenly, and it's like not faded. It's just like a bowl cut.
He got Jay Uso's haircut from 2020. 2020, when he just did no fade and just straight side.
But it's even worse because he got the blonde skunk streak, big skunk streak at the top. Like, you cannot be a baby face with that kind of hair. I'm sorry. That's not baby face hair. That's heel hair.
I'm trying to think of what Disney cartoon he looked like. I know JC looks like a Hawaiian roll rhino. But I'm trying to figure out what Solo look like.
Yo, he does. He really does. I swear. Like,
how we feeling about Melo losing the match though? Because I know a lot of people are upset that Melo's not in the match.
I didn't like that at all. I think you need Melo in the bank. That just rolls off the tongue.
What are they doing with this man? Like, this man has been losing like a mug.
Like,
and it's only so much I can take of someone saying, "Let it play out." They pairing him up with the Miz.
But here's the thing: the only other thing that I could think of is that they want to turn him face. Because if you want to turn him face and you have him losing and you have him paired with this vet, the only logical thing that makes sense is him turning on that vet saying, "No, every time I listen to you, I get screwed over. I'm going to go my own way." And then they feud and he comes out on top in that feud because the Miz is somebody that's easy to hate, easy to boo. You want to see him get his face punched in all the time because people either hate him or they're jealous of him or whatever. He's the perfect heel.
Seeing his wife, somebody understand.
Thank you. Need I say more?
What would Jesus do?
He would be able to resist temptation, but good Lord, it would be difficult.
That was a Johnson's Family Vacation reference.
Hey man, I gotta go. I haven't seen that movie in forever. I think I watched
it's free on YouTube
one time.
It's actually free on YouTube right now.
I've been trying to catch up on like shows that I haven't finished. Like I have to finish Ozark. I'm like about 4 or 5 episodes away from finishing Fyter.
Yeah.
So once I finish that, I think I'm gonna do a Wire rewatch. It's been a while.
Does a babyface Melo work though? They can try to make it work.
I mean, they could try, but that, like I said, that's the only reason why I could see why he would be losing.
Wasn't he a babyface though at one point? When Trick Melo game was over and then he turned heel again?
It was like a brief period. It was a brief period down there in NXT. And I think it was more of the same thing, kind of like how Jacob is, how he was a heel and kept getting cheered. And it just became, okay, well, let's try to make him face.
Yeah, because when he was NXT champion, they basically turned him face because they turned Braun heel. Because he lost the title.
Yeah, so it's just like I don't know, man. Or they could do the other thing where he turns on Miz and they make Miz a face, because you can make Miz a face and make him a sympathetic figure.
You can, but will people care?
Which works better, face Melo or face Miz? Which works better? Which one do you think would be the better selling point?
Me personally, a face Melo. Because Miz is easy to hate. Like you said, you hit the nail on the coffin. Miz is easy to hate, whether you love him, you jealous or whatever. Like he has the presence and the wit to be a hated guy. He's gonna lose regardless. Like he's gonna lose.
That's what I'm saying though. Like if you turn him face and you have Miz like get tired of him losing and not listening to him or whatever. And then, he beats down Mello or something like that. And Mello comes back and was like, look, man, all you done is cost me, and then you turn your back on me, blah, blah, like something like that. Like they can write that in there, I think. But I definitely need him to either start getting some wins or turn him face. One of the two. Like, we got to do something. Because
I need him to win.
he's had a ton of matches on TV. He just don't be winning. And at some point, all of that losing is going to catch up to him, and it's going to make people disinterested if you don't take it and use that direction for something better.
Yeah, we're definitely getting to that point. So, and speaking of getting to the point, I guess we got to switch to someone else who had their final match on SmackDown, and that is R-Truth. He is on his way out the door. There was this misconception that he was released, but if by what people like Sean Ross Sapp and all these other news outlets are reporting, they're not renewing his contract when it expires. When that happens, they can use him if they wanted to, but if we go off of how they did on Raw with Carlito also being his contract is expiring, they're just not going to use you. They're just going to let you sit at home for the rest of your contract and then let it go away.
Right.
And that got some backlash.
Oh, did it? Because, brother,
I had my reaction. I was like, "What the? What? Why? Damn! I'm a support. You know me, like me. R-Truth, that's my guy. So I'm gonna support whatever he does. Whether he wants to wrestle again, whether he wants to focus on music. I already got his songs in my gym playlist, so I already know I'm adding to his stream revenue, regardless. But yeah, the reaction. Whew, boy.
Hey, man, listen here.
You had some thoughts that you wanted to say on this.
The way I see it both ways. And I know people sometimes hate when I see it both ways, and I see it evenly, and I take a full 360-degree view of the situation. But I was upset as well. Initially, I was upset because I love R-Truth, and he's been one of my favorite performers for a very long time, since he first hopped in as K-Quick with Road Dogg in his initial WWE run. And after he got let go and went on that run in NWA, and then he came back as R-Truth, he's been like rolling ever since, damn near 20 years straight. He is consistently one of the most entertaining, performers in and out of the ring. And I was kind of hurt by it. But at the same time, I think about it like he's 53 years old, even though he's in phenomenal shape, looks great, can still move and stuff in the ring. He's 53. He's about a year or so after coming back from a career-threatening injury that almost caused his leg to get amputated with the infections after the knee surgery. And I don't know his salary numbers, but I know his downside guarantee must have been pretty hefty for them to think about. The way the rumors were swirling that they kind of offered him to re-sign, but at a much lower rate. So given that the rumored main roster minimum is 350, I'm wondering if it was somewhere in the neighborhood of that 350 or a little bit more, and they like slashed his salary maybe half or so. I'm not one to count somebody's pockets, but that was the reports that's been put out there, is reportedly that he was offered to resign, but it was at a much lower rate. And I'm guessing it was something that he felt he could either match that by doing his outside projects in the indies and or pursuing something else. But I also look at it from a business and a sports standpoint, that at some point teams are going to get rid of, trade, not re-sign, or just outright, like in the NFL, cut players that they no longer feel are worth the financial burden that they bring. And maybe that was it. Like, they wanted to bring him back, but they saw him as, we have this value placed on you, and this is the contract that we're going to offer you, and either you can take it or not. And I guess he decided, well, I feel like I'm worth more than that, and I feel like I can get that elsewhere, so I'm just going to leave instead of taking what y'all offer. And I don't blame him for betting on himself, but at the same time, like, I just think that people need to sit back and not get as emotionally involved and attached to these situations. And I know that's hard, but call me cold hearted, whatever you want to call me, but I always look at things from a business in a sports perspective after covering sports and stuff like that, and studying business for so long. It just makes sense to them. We have this value assigned to you, and this is what we want to pay you. You can take it or leave it. He chose to leave it, so here we are. That's not to say that he won't be brought back either.
Can I add to my opinion on the reactions to it? Remember when they was releasing a lot of the lady talents from the past? I think what was it, like a month ago?
Yeah, it was
I
about a month
remember
or so ago. Yeah.
I remember some of the reactions saying, "Y'all keep bringing age up for the women. Why don't y'all release some of these old men?"
hmm
And TKO basically said,
Okay,
"I
bet.
bet." I bet. And I'm not laughing at this at that happening. I'm laughing at, like, they like, "Oh, so you want us to turn our attention to these older guys that we're not using, that we're not really using long term." Okay, bet. True.
hmm
Carlito, like anybody from the mid card, if you over the age of 40, pretty much, you on the chopping block, buddy.
Yeah. If you're not, and the way I see it is the way these cuts are going. If they don't at least see main eventer in your near future, and you're of a certain age and or salary, you gone. Now, somebody else that got released, and they were mainly on NXT. They did some TNA appearances, but Cora Jade, the rumor mill is swirling that she was a backstage or a locker room cancer, basically, and that's why she was, that's the reasoning behind her release. So there's all sorts of things there that you can say, and like you can say that, well, they're gutting the women's division. Well, look at all the women that they just brought in and signed. I mean, uh, two of their most recent free agents, Stephanie Bakura and Julia, are actually in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. So, I mean, you can say what you want, but they got the women's roster is healthy on the main roster, and it's looking healthy down in NXT. And so I just think that we as wrestling fans, sometimes there's a section of us that get a little carried away with our opinions and things and reactions to things. And I think once things calm down, people will start to realize, like, hey, you know what? Maybe they did the right thing, or maybe he'll come out and have a podcast or an interview appearance or something. He'll say something where, he'll talk more about it in more detail and give people more insight. But I mean, it's just the nature of the business. It sucks, and it's one of the things that we don't like, but it's one of the things that we have to learn how to accept.
Yeah. And it's like, more so, it's like, damn, it's basically a situation where it's like, for me, as a fan of Truth, I kind of expected something like this to happen under TKO, because TKO said he's literally their money. They're all about the bottom dollar. If they're not using him for a certain amount of dates, or like you said, with his current salary,
Mm-hmm.
he was easily on the chopping block for them.
Oh yeah,
From the bottom dollar. Like, if they're looking to cut at cutting costs, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if they like, I know they're doing this with Evolve, and then they're going to eventually bring up NXT Europe again. If that doesn't have a solid turnaround, they're going to cut that too,
yeah, and so it's just
and it's going to be more jobs.
right. It's just one of those things where I guess by me like being so heavy into sports and sports business and whatnot, and the bottom line of things, like, it causes me sometimes to look at these releases a little bit differently. Like, I still get the emotional attachment side to it, simply because I am a wrestling fan lifelong, like since I was very little, of both sports and wrestling. But just knowing the more intimate details and machinations of sports and sports organizations and how they operate and whatnot, especially in the NFL, it just leads you to believe like there's just going to be certain things in certain ways that businesses are going to operate as we as fans are not going to like. And this one kind of reminds me of when the Colts decided to cut Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning had to have, I believe it was neck fusion surgery, and he had some nerve issues and damages that, he couldn't really grip and throw the ball like he used to. And if you watch his career after he left Indy and went to Denver, you can see like it wasn't the same Peyton Manning throwing the ball as it was before. But neither side wanted that to happen. But they knew like we can't move forward with you at quarterback, paying you what we're paying you, and having you as our franchise guy. We just can't. And he knew that, they knew that, and they decided to mutually part ways. There was a very emotional parting press conference that he and Jim Irsay gave and whatnot. And this kind of reminds me of that, or like when the Texans decided to release J.J. Watt. He and ownership got together and they felt like they couldn't move forward because he had been injured 3 of the last 4 years that he was there, and they were paying him an exorbitant amount of money, and they couldn't get what they wanted to get in the trade market for him, so they just decided to outright release him and let him go to the Cardinals. And then he wasn't the same and ended up retiring a year or two later. So a lot of the times these kind of things happen, and the New England Patriots for the longest time were notorious for getting rid of guys right before they would hit that downside in their career. So it's unfortunate, but it's something that just happens in sports. And so I guess I'm a little bit more numb to it because I'm used to it, to seeing stuff like this happen more often.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why. Like, I got my brief reaction out, and I didn't sit on it because I'm like, that's just the nature of the beast. That's just the nature of it. Like, there's nothing new. And as far as I'm seeing some people talking about the Miz removing bio WWE from his bios and all that stuff. If the Miz goes somewhere, that'll be interesting, but I doubt it.
That I really doubt it, because that's a guy that you can keep around in one of those ambassador roles and let him pursue his outside interests more.
Like a Titus O'Neil.
Right. And I thought that they would do the same with Truth. I guess Truth just didn't like the contract that he was offered, so he's deciding to, forego it or whatever. But I guarantee you, at any point in time, if Truth says, hey, you know what? Let's talk. I want to come back. Let's talk about something. They'll definitely pick up that phone and hear what he has to say. I definitely think that. And I don't feel like we have to worry as much about what's going on with the Miz, because I think he's one of those guys that he's a WWE lifer. I can't see the Miz going anywhere else. I really can't. Especially because he's at an age now where he's like more established and he has a pathway for himself outside of WWE and wrestling. I don't see the Miz like going somewhere else and being like, yeah, I want to keep doing this unless I'm doing it here at WWE.
Yeah. And the last one for the contract expiration was Carlito. As we mentioned on Raw, he wasn't there. He took the PS5 with him, so it's no longer in the Judgment Day clubhouse. But yeah, Carlito is on his way out. I believe next week will be his last official time on the WWE contract. He just won the WWC. I believe that's the promotion that he's a part of in Puerto Rico. He just won their title, so he's still going to be cooking in Puerto Rico. If you are a fan of Carlito and want to see him cook down there, so he's someone that if he gets the call to go back, he'll be welcome back with open arms. But him and Truth were definitely the bright spots of everything that they that they gave him as far as the comedy bits and stuff like that. So wishing Carlito, Truth, whoever else is leaving very, very soon or within the next couple of minutes. I believe a couple of other people got their contract is not going to get renewed. So it's like, hey, wishing y'all well. It's wrestling. there's opportunities out there if you still want to seek it, whether it's in the independents, whether it's TNA, because TNA shouldn't be hiring anybody. TNA.
Damn, you made it seem like fucking James Ellsworth gonna go there.
I'm surprised he ain't been over there. They just hire anybody over there, so I wouldn't be surprised if he pop up over there. Shit.
Man, listen, let me go ahead and train over there with Booker T on the other side of town for about a good 2 months and give me a TNA contract right quick.
Let me hit up John and be like, "Yo, I'm a wrestle, even though I'm not." But yeah, man. And we're wishing y'all well. We're wishing
you keep
y'all
saying that, bro, but we keep telling you, like, the more weight you put on, and the you know, I'm just saying, bro, it's worth exploring the opportunity if it's there, and it's there for you. I'm just saying.
And I'm just saying, AEW. Why y'all got me up in here for 4 hours on a Wednesday tomorrow? Huh?
Wait.
Huh?
They not even bumping up the start time.
No, 8 p.m.
That's what I'm saying. They keeping the start time the same. I'm like, bro. Don't turn me into Vince Russo talking about a 4-hour special. Look here, Miss Sierra. If AJ Francis could go to TNA, I can go to TNA.
But okay. 4 hours.
Because we about the same height.
Yeah, y'all is.
So I'm just saying.
Just don't headbutt each other, because that skin on skin is crazy. Bow.
Hey, but you know what though? Like we could be like the brothers of destruction over there in TNA. Like oh, what was the name that they called them when Paulie Dangerously was in WCW, and he had Dan Spivey and Mean Mark Callis. They was oh gosh, what was their name back then?
It wasn't
in the
Dangerous
early 90s. No, it wasn't the Dangerous Alliance. It was like let me look it up right quick. But yeah, it was Dan Spivey and Mean Mark Callis, aka The Undertaker. This was before he went to WCW.
I just did the math. 4 hours. That shit not gonna end until midnight.
Yes, sir. 11 o'clock my time, midnight your time.
On a Wednesday.
Yep.
Y'all can go to hell. No. The
skyscrapers.
The skyscrapers?
Yeah. I couldn't think of the name of it. I knew it was like one of those old school wrestling type of names, but I just couldn't think of the name of it. The skyscrapers.
Skyscrapers, but 4 hours. And I'm gonna need them to. They're gonna have to scrape me off the floor if that shit go 4 hours though.
Hey, bro, I'm planning my day tomorrow, because what's gonna happen is normally when we start Susio Sports, we only got about 30 minutes or so, and then Dynamite's off. Now, once I end Susio Sports, Dynamite is still going to be on.
They're going to transition to Collision. So it's basically a Fyter Fest all 4 hours, but 2 hours is technically Dynamite and 2 hours is technically Collision, because they're not going to go live on Saturday.
And this is what makes no sense, because the finals have already started, and the finals are going to be on ABC. They're not going to be on TNT or TBS. So why won't they do that? I don't know. Maybe they just don't want to run. Is there even an NBA final? Let me look this up too, because I don't know if there's an NBA Finals game on Saturday or not. But it just doesn't make sense, bro. Like I don't get it. No, there's not. The game 1 is Thursday, and then for some inexplicable reason, game 2 is on Sunday. So they wouldn't even be up against the NBA Finals if they ran on Saturday night. I don't know what's taking place on the TBS.
Did they think it was going to be a Pacers Knicks game 7?
That game 7 would have been either tonight. It would have been tonight, if I'm not mistaken.
Then I don't know what the fuck. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know why they're doing this. It does not make any sense. Like I don't know what, and in the PGA Championship, or unless they're talking about the French Open, I don't know. Maybe the French Open is running, and they don't want to go against the French. Oh, Money in the Bank is Saturday. You're right. Worlds Collide is during the day, and then Money in the Bank is that night. Good looking out, Clarence.
Oh yeah.
Good looking out.
Oh yeah, that hasn't stopped them from running Collision with their pay-per-view before. Didn't they do it like for like a SummerSlam?
Bro, they did it. They also did it one time when they had the Australia show, I believe.
Grand Slam Australia?
I think both Australia shows, Grand Slam and the one WWE did, like last year before last.
It was last year.
They both like were like, nah, fuck it, we still doing our same stuff, even though the other one was running something. So they've done this stuff before. It's not like they haven't. It's just I don't know why. I don't know.
Yeah, I ain't complaining too much. I'm not complaining about it too much, but at the end of the day, it's like asking me to stay up, asking me of all people, stay up for 4 hours in the middle of the week. It's crazy.
Hey, even when I was working my shoot job and stuff like that, I would still stay up.
Yeah.
I would do like psychotic stuff. Like it would be, I'll never forget. I think the craziest thing I did, I had a Texans game to cover that was at like 12 noon. So I had to get there for like 10 o'clock. And there was a New Japan pay-per-view that came on that it starts like 2 a.m. or something here. And I watched most of that pay-per-view live. And then I still got up and went to the radio station, everything, and covered the Texans like at 10 o'clock. So I've done some crazy stuff like that. Like, but my sleep pattern is not normal. I do not suggest it for anybody.
Yeah.
Like I just started trying non-habit forming sleep aids like recently, and they really help sometimes.
Yeah, I'll pop a Benadryl or something, and I'll be out cold.
Bro, listen, like my kids call it Diddy spray because it's a lavender and chamomile like spray that you're supposed to spray on your sheets and pillows or whatever.
They call it the what?
Diddy spray. Because it knocks you out.
I'm surprised they didn't say the Cosby spray.
They associated more with Diddy than Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
So
one thing I am going to be interested in is watching the Toxic Spiders in-ring debut, see what they bring. Because I have no idea who this is. I'm not even going to pretend to know who this is.
Okay, so I put it to you like this: when people were afraid of Julia coming to WWE because of her hard-hitting, like strong style that she performs, Tekla is like that, except she's more edgy in her character. Julia is like the beautiful madness. Like she's like this mystical, like, kind of, she's racially ambiguous because she's Italian and Japanese, which is like a crazy combination. And she she favors more Italian than she does Japanese, but she speaks Japanese fluently, like very fluently. She even has an accent and everything when she speaks English. So it's like, she has this real like unique character, but Tekla is just like, I'm gonna just beat your ass, and I'm gonna do this weird little pose and everything, and make you, even more scared of me. And she's one of those women who, like, bruh, like I love her in-ring style because she hits hard. She does that strong style stuff, but the character is also strong. So like with Julia, her character isn't as like scary as Tekla's is. Like they introduced Tekla on AEW by saying she got fired from, I believe it was Stardom, for striking a company official. That's how they introduced her.
The president, I believe.
Right. That's how they introduced her. So they're already laying it out for you. Like she's a badass and she don't take shit from nobody. Like that's how they introduced her. So her character's already got a strong start by attacking somebody and the way the announcers put her over. This in-ring debut needs to feed into that. And I'm hoping I'm hoping that it's like some sort of squash, and she has some after the match like extra shit that she does to further establish her as this badass.
Okay. Hopefully they put that on the Dynamite edition. So it's like if it happens at like 10 p.m., 9 out of 10, I'm gonna fall asleep. And I have to watch
Look
it
here,
tomorrow.
dog. Just let me know, and I will send you a link to where you can watch it.
I'll be like, hey, bro, send me the YouTube link. I fell asleep.
Right?
I fell asleep. God damn it.
Listen. I definitely gonna make sure you get it and watch it because she's one to watch, and I'm glad that they got her because that's gonna help them strengthen up their women's division. Because unfortunately with AEW is like you got Tony Storm, you got Mercedes, you got like a Statlander and a Willow like that are at the top of that women's division. And then it's like everybody else seems like they're just like a couple levels below those four ladies, basically. And Jamie Hayter, they're trying to get her back up in there. And she did good by what she did in the Mercedes match and everything else. And I just think that bringing in Tekla and further establishing Jamie Hayter, like that's just going to help strengthen that women's division. And I really think that they need to do something with Athena soon.
Yeah. Well, hopefully do something with Athena soon because goddamn, she ain't she back in ROH again? Just chilling.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and also we're gonna hear from the Hurt Syndicate featuring MJF. Did you see that trailer with MJF and Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella and all these other people was in?
I did. It's pretty funny, and it looks like MJF is like one of his sons, like one of Happy Gilmore's sons or one of his son's friends or something.
Yeah.
I can't kind of really remember.
He has a more prominent role.
He has a decent role. Becky Lynch is like more of a
cameo
kind of role too. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I just thought about that. I was like, yeah, but yeah, we're gonna hear from them as well. So hopefully this takes place on the Dynamite that I'm gonna actually be wide awake for. So hey, if I'm not, because either I'm gonna be wide awake or I'm gonna be at the gym, whichever one comes first. But either way, hopefully it's on the Dynamite that I am the part of the show that I am wide awake. But
bro, let me tell you something. The way you attack this is you do your normal Dynamite thing. And then you DVR or whatever the second half, or ask for the link to.
I got it on Max.
Oh well, then shoot, you good.
I watch it on Max. So it's like what I usually do is I'll put it on, and instead of closing out the tab, if I do fall asleep, I'll just reload it, and then the replay is right there. So I have to.
Bro, that's what I was doing like the last couple of nights because I would try to catch up on Ozark or one of these other movies or shows and stuff, and like I know like. My TV is probably like, bro, you've watched this same episode of Exploring the Planet in Asia or whatever, like 13 times already, because you keep falling asleep on it. You keep rewinding the same damn episode. I'll fall asleep in the middle of an episode of a show that I'm binging or something and be like, wait a minute, I don't remember getting to this episode. I remember I was on episode 5. Why is it on episode 7? Oh, I must have been asleep. Let me unmark these as unwatched and start back over. So,
like, oops.
Trust me, I get it.
I fell asleep again. My bad.
Yeah, that's why I started like, let me watch like old wrestling stuff on YouTube, Peacock, or something like that, one of the streaming services or something. So that way I can like kind of go back and forth or whatever. Recently, I was watching the CM Punk John Cena feud on Peacock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's been lately what I've been watching from like 2011, 2012, or what have you. So it's kind of revisiting some of the stuff that they did back then. It was really good, and they had good chemistry in the ring.
Oh, okay. Speaking of chemistry, people who are going to WWE, we can talk about them. Mariah May, how you think this is going to go for her?
Okay,
Because
this
she's
is
practically out.
one.
She's practically out. In AEW.
Right. It's almost a done. It's just a matter of when and where.
Right.
That's it's a formality at this point. What I'm wondering is does she start off in NXT and how long does she stay there?
You think they should
Because
pull Julia? Because Julia was only there for a cup of coffee.
Stephanie Vaquer was there
Yeah, her
for a
too.
cup of coffee and a Danish. Like
Yep.
they weren't there very long. Jordan Grace has been there for a little while now, and supposedly she's getting ready to get called up to the main roster as well. So I'm wondering if Mariah May is going to be down at NXT for a little while, because she does not have the experience that those ladies have, and she hasn't worked on top in a top promotion as long as those ladies have either. So I'm wondering if she's going to be a mainstay down in NXT for a little while and be one of the new top dogs down there, so they can kind of like see what she has to offer. And if they feel like she's ready, then they may bump her up. But I feel like she's going to go to NXT first and be there for a little bit.
Yeah, the kind of even though I feel like her style in AEW was WWE style that she wrestled, just more brutal, like a mixture of Japan from the highlights that I saw. Because I'm not gonna pretend like I watched her Stardom run. Like I'm not one of those people who like, oh my god, I'm a long time Mariah May fan. I found out about her, fell in love with her from her time in AEW. The brilliant line that she had with Tony Storm. Do I feel like the middle of her title range could have been better? Hell yes. I've said it on this show. I've said it on Public Enemies. I said it countless time. Like I feel like the beginning of her title reign and the end of her title reign was great. That middle part was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yep. It was definitely that. And to me, it just felt like they had a beginning and an end. They just didn't know how to fill in the middle portion.
Yeah.
And they were kind of playing it by ear. And we've talked about it ad nauseum here. And I know you guys have addressed it on the enemies. And it's just one of those things where it's like, that's another reason why it feeds into why I think she should go to NXT, so they can see what she can do. Is she going to be introduced as a heel or a face? How's it going to go for her? And how is that going to look for everyone else moving forward? Because if you drop her in on the main roster right now, while you just put in Stephanie, you just put in Julia, they're talking about calling up Jordan Grace, and Roxanne Perez has got called up.
Yeah, she's just going to be another body.
Right. You just got Charlotte and Becky that came back recently, and you're trying to push Lyra, and Chelsea Green is doing amazing things. And like, there's so much. You got Bianca, Jade, Naomi. Like, you still got Natty floating around, and Natty is one of the most legit badasses on the roster, period, man or woman. So I'm like, there's so much there. That's another reason why I think maybe they need to leave her in NXT and let her cook for a little while, get back used to things, and see if she works better as a face or a heel in WWE, and then go from there.
I mean, that's what they're doing with Ricky Starks or Ricky Saints.
And supposedly Rick is getting called up soon.
Hey, so it's like it's so many moving parts pre and post SummerSlam. I feel like they need to everybody just need to be patient, take their time, and see what they go with it. But Mariah May in AEW and AEW was fun for what it was.
Yes.
Like I know a lot of people was dismissive of how she was introduced as this super fan of Tony Storm. I was one of them. Like, oh, that's it. Like you can rewind. I forgot which episode number. I can't even tell you which episode number because like it's been so long that she's been in AEW. It's like, yo, I was one of those people like that's it. But over time, I'm like, okay, now I understand where they're going, and I grew to like and eventually love. Like I love the heel turn that she had with Tony. Like it's so many good parts that she was a part of in AEW. So if she goes to WWE, hopefully they give her something to sink her teeth in as well. So and obviously it's her dream to go because she was a WWE shop affiliate before she became. So hey, let's go to Christian said Mariah is going to a huge lake of talent at WWE right now. Yes.
Yeah.
And vice versa in AEW as well. Like it's a huge the current quality of wrestling talent in WWE, AEW, and the current and in wrestling overall right now is just brilliant in my opinion. Like it's so many great talent. Yeah, you still got some people who you be like, yeah, it might be time for that CDL, but it's definitely a lot more good quality than to horrible people. So
definitely. I mean, there's the thing that I love the most is when either company gets it right
mm-hmm.
and they can tell that good story and take best advantage of that person's character and their abilities. That's when we're all tuned in, invested, and like with Timeless Tony Storm. We just talked about the Naomi, Jade, and Bianca storyline. You know, they had us at first with Cena turning heel, and then it fell off because it's become so robotic and like predictable.
Like he's trying to portray a heel instead of actually being a heel.
Exactly. And it's like, be John Cena from Total Divas.
Or just be John Cena, who was just a dickhead babyface. Just turn the dickheadness up. You don't have to drain your personality.
Oh my God.
Whatever.
Whataburger has a Pico de Gallo burger now.
Oh boy. Last thing before we switch over, you said, "Oh my God."
I'm thinking about being fat now.
I'm always thinking that. The former Jakara Jackson is finally free. Did you see that promo that she dropped?
Man, brother, good brother.
Listen, one thing we ain't got to worry about is Mara Sade being fine as hell. We don't have to worry about that. That ain't going nowhere.
Lord have mercy.
When I saw that promo, I was like, huh.
Brother. That young woman is old enough to probably be my daughter or something like that.
She's 30.
Never mind. I forgot.
I'm like, brother, she's 30.
I keep forgetting she's older than that. Yeah, you're right.
I'm like, brother, she's 30.
Listen.
You're like, never mind.
Listen. She's below my acceptable age range, but I'll extend it. But hey, shout out to Kevin Knight though.
Yeah.
Done good, nephew. You done good, nephew. Nephew, that's you, nephew.
But yeah, I went ahead and popped this on for those who are watching in the video format. She's now accepting bookings because her 30-day contract is, or what was it? No compete is up.
Yeah, it's at 30 days. Yeah.
So
because she was saying June 1st was like that was her launch, and I think she launched that on the 1st or the 2nd. I can't remember, but
yeah, it was the 2nd. Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to her, and I want to see her as a heel. Like, and I want to see her get vicious too.
I mean, she switched the red for blonde. I'm like,
that could be a sign of a face. It could be a heel. I'm not sure, but I think she has it in her and her personality, especially from what we saw down in NXT and even some of the stuff that they did on the main roster. She has it in her to be a nasty, mean girl type of heel. And she does have the personality, the bubbly, like warm personality, because she's an artist. I mean, a dope ass artist as a painter and stuff. Like, I'm not just saying that because she's good looking or whatever, but the girl is really talented.
Like looks aside, if you look at her social media and her IG and all that stuff, she's exceptional. Like the clothes that she wore, like those times she wore those the customized like hoodies and all that stuff, she did it. Yep. It wasn't she custom made it. So it's like she has, like, if she never wrestled again and she wanted to make a full career in like art and all that stuff, she has the access to do it. and the resources to do it in a big way. But she want to continue to wrestle. So I believe she posted a teaser that on June 10th she's gonna have her first post WWE appearance. So hey, make sure you guys tap in with that. Kenny Omega is apparently a fan of hers. I believe she's a fan of Kenny Omega. That's why
Yeah, vice versa. Vice versa.
So hey man, you never know where she gonna pop up. And
Bro.
honestly, it's she's doing it right. She's not out here bitter that WWE released her. She's out here like, okay, cool. That was a great opportunity. That was a great start. So now I'm a go getter. I'm a goal setter, and I'm going to achieve these goals.
I really
Also, Elena Black is free as well. The former Cora Jade.
And the OnlyFans is already kicked off. We all knew it wasn't going to be but a matter of time before it was going to pop off, and it then popped off. And especially when I remember hearing about the body shaming stuff and how she had that, you know, and whatnot. And she got the upgrades on her chesticles. So, like, you know, she don't look like a 12-year-old boy no more. She looks more like a nice young woman.
She looks like a 19-year-old.
Exactly. She aged like 8 years by getting bigger chesticles. So it's just
and tanning more.
Yeah, definitely, because bro, I was like, God damn, she looked like a slice of bread. Like, that girl needs some color. Like, you need to be look at a certain part of the day on the back porch. If you just sit back out there, or if you do like my dog, like Max he likes to lay in the grass or lay on the back porch or whatever and get his sun. He work on his suntan, even though he like a dark chocolate brown. She could go sit back there with Max and work on her tan. But I'm just saying, like, I think that she's going more other media with her post WWE career. I think she's going to continue it. But the ones I'm really interested in, definitely Mara Sade, because I think she was coming along in ring. She already had the character and she got better at promos. She was really improving that, but she really improved in ring. And Gigi Dolan, who's Priscilla Kelly again, she already had the character and could go in the ring and had the look and everything. I don't know what it was, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what those two ladies in particular do post WWE.
Oh yeah, me too. Like, wish you well, Elena Black, but those two right there, Priscilla Kelly and Mara Sade, I'm definitely keeping my eye on, even if it's YouTube highlights. So
for sure.
Those
were the two that I was most interested in, looking forward to seeing what they do post WWE.
And also Oro Mensah as well. He
dropped it. Did you see his video? He dropped it. I gotta go back and watch it again because I only caught it and then I lost where I don't even think I bookmarked it or whatever. But I gotta go back and catch his again because I only saw it like the one time and I was trying to pay attention to something else. But yeah, I'm interested to seeing what he can do because I wasn't really well versed on him until I saw him with the Metaphor, and every time I saw him with the Metaphor, I love what I saw. So
yeah, his feud with Ethan Page, I was like, damn, this is somebody you get behind.
Exactly. And that's what makes some of these releases so hard, is because we either started to get invested in these people or we were already invested in these people. And then it's like, damn, you getting rid of these people already or whatever? Like, what the hell? So it's kind of like, you know, damn if you do, damn if you don't, damn near. But I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. And all I will say, last thing I'll say about this before we move on to the preview of this weekend in wrestling, and then we'll get up out of here, is whenever these releases happen, y'all ain't got to make a PSA saying, well, why they ain't get rid of this person or this person and this person, because I've never seen people hate on people, talk about people that they hate on more than haters. Because my brother and sisters in Christ, if you hate Nikita Lyons, if you hate Jey Uso, if you hate this person, Logan Paul, this person, Ridge Holland, why do you keep bringing them up?
Thank you.
Because maybe I'm different. Maybe I'm built different, because if I see somebody I don't like, you know what I do? I just do something else.
Exactly. And I don't get it. It's weird behavior. And it's like, a lot of these wrestlers, especially nowadays, they have other things that they're interested in, and so you can still support them in their other interests. And they're going to have indie bookings and dates that you can support them, and they'll probably have a site or a merch site somewhere, Pro Wrestling Tees or something like that. Like you can still support these people. It's not like we're having a rest in peace. They didn't die. They didn't pass away. They're not about to die. They're not terminally ill or anything like that. God forbid. Knock on wood. I don't want to wish anything on anybody, but let's stop making it seem like it's the end of their career just because they got released.
Facts. And the end of some careers is the beginning of other people's showcases. As we switch gears to preview the upcoming WWE Worlds Collide event that is going down this Saturday, June 7th on YouTube. So you don't have to pay for anything. It's going to be free on there on WWE's YouTube channel. It's going to be at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 p.m.
Definitely looking forward to Worlds Collide because I think that there's a lot to offer here. There's a lot of meat on the bone. And this is going to introduce a lot of people to a lot of the Lucha Libre style, the actual real Lucha Libre style.
Oh, there we go. You're good.
Yeah, I'm the one I'm worried about the most in the LWO six-man match is Joaquin Wilde because he just suffered like a concussion or something, I believe, on SmackDown.
Yep. It was actually on Raw.
Raw. Okay.
They was filming something for Speed.
Okay, I couldn't remember if it was Speed or Main Event. I just remember seeing the fan video, and it wasn't even of the actual incident. It was just them caring for him after it happened. I want to say he was wrestling Lexus King, if I'm not mistaken. And something happened, but he posted and said he's good and everything else. So I don't know what's going on with it or whatever. But I just hope he's well, and whoever they replace him with in that match, I hope it is a suitable replacement. But I'm definitely looking forward to this because people don't know much about the real Lucha Libre and where some of these luchadors come from that they see on WWE. And a lot of the times what you see on WWE is extremely watered down product. And I think with this show, you're going to see more of the actual Mexican Lucha Libre take place as opposed to the watered down version you get to see on WWE. So I'm really excited for the people that are actually going to tune in and watch this live, and or the people who are going to pick up on this later and at least give it a look, because you're really going to get introduced into some real good, a different side of wrestling and the actual Lucha Libre where some of these wrestlers really come from. And the people that I would say keep an eye out for that you probably have not seen or don't, Vikingo, of course, because they've been pushing him heavily. But Psycho Clown, Pagano, Laredo Kid, and Octagon Jr. Those are some of the guys that I know that I've seen outside of AEW or whatever. Like I've watched Triple Mania and stuff from Triple A, or how they call it, Triple A. I've seen some of their shows and pay-per-views and whatnot. Like those are some of the guys that I'm telling you, when you watch them wrestle, you're gonna see like it's. I don't even know how to describe it. It's gonna be athletic as hell. It's gonna make you say "holy shit" a lot, and it's really gonna make you wonder, like, what the fuck? Like, how come we can't get this more often? And this is gonna be one of those shows. And I know people want it on Peacock or they want it to have a bigger platform, but putting it on YouTube is safe business for WWE to partner with AAA. If they were to put it on their own network with Peacock or whatever, things would be kind of wonky as far as the business is concerned. So they have to like work with AAA and do something beneficial for AAA for them to get some.
Because AAA don't have a streaming network, don't do they?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay.
And
But
you don't want to go with whatever they have, because it's
Right.
not going to be as good or as high a quality as what WWE has, strictly because of budgets and whatnot. So this was the safe place.
Yeah. So you brought up Van Kingo. He just won the AAA or was it the Mega Championship?
Yes, the Mega Championship.
So is that the top prize, or is there?
Yes.
I don't know their championships.
It's like if I'm not mistaken, there were two. It was almost kind of like it was two titles or two different titles or whatever, and that's combined like the title in that promotion. So he's like basically like their Roman Reigns or their
Okay.
Cody Rhodes or whatever. He's their top guy like with the title. Like back in the day, how you would have Kazuchika Okada was the guy in New Japan and he had the title.
Yeah.
That's Vikingo for AAA.
Okay. He just beat Alberto Del Nobody Cares to win that title.
Exactly. And it was hilarious because dude got hit over the head with a guitar in front of the referee.
The referee did
Dragged
not
and
care.
put into place. Vikingo did his like 720 or 450 or whatever senton and then pinned him, and that was a wrap. And I'm like, hey, fuck it. It's worth it. Like,
So I'm
get the
guessing
title.
he gonna put the title on the line against Chad Gable.
Mhm.
How we seeing this go? You see a title retention, or you see Gable winning the
Bro, this is clearly a title retention.
title?
I mean, it is the biggest title retention in the history of title retentions. Like, it was so funny because they accidentally spoiled it. Because at first this match was announced, there wasn't no title on the line. A graphic came out and said that it's for the title, or the title was on the line, or he's a champion, or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was actually for the title.
Before he beat Del Rio, and then
They
it
say,
was like,
we're gonna let y'all know right now. Del Rio is not coming. We are not bringing him here.
That's what I kept trying to tell people, but people don't like to listen.
It was crashing out. Oh my God, you're bringing Del Rio.
Relax. That's all I got to say. Relax.
You know damn well these niggas ain't gonna relax. They are not relaxing. Bruh. And also another match that you know for a fact that you're not gonna relax. It is a fatal 4-way for the NXT North American Championship. Ethan Page, Javon Evans, Ray Phoenix, and was this Laredo Kid?
Laredo Kid, yeah.
Yep.
I either see Ethan retaining or Javon winning.
You don't see nobody from you don't see the Latinos, the Mexicools.
Hey, if it was to happen, it would be Laredo Kid because he was on NXT not long ago. I was just watching.
Oh, okay.
If I would love them to put the title on Javon, but honestly, the more sensible thing to do, and part of a little bit of goodwill, would be to put it on Laredo Kid, have him make some appearances on NXT TV, and then have him drop the title at the next NXT pay-per-view or something like that.
Yeah.
But why did you take the title off of Ricky Saints to put it on Ethan Page?
They could have just made a fatal 5-way.
Exactly. Unless the rumors are true that Ricky Saints is getting called up soon and they wanted to go in a different direction with the title. And so the way they took the title off of him wasn't a clean win. He didn't get squashed or anything like that. It was like kind of murky, controversial finish to that match. And that's how Ethan Page got the title. So now that he has to defend it in a fatal 4-way, I could see them dropping the title back off to someone else. I would love for it to be Javon Evans, but if it wasn't Javon Evans, I would love for it to be Laredo Kid. I don't think Ray Phoenix is going to factor into the decision because he's on the main roster and they clearly have big plans for him just based on how he started and his entrance that they gave him and the fact that when Mysterio got hurt, they quickly plugged him into that Mania match. So, yeah, I can see it, if the title was going to change hands, it's going to be Javon or Laredo Kid.
I agree. I see. I'm just gonna go ahead and give Ethan the win this one because I feel like you said, what was the point? If he was gonna lose it anyway, they could have just kept the title on Ricky if he loses it. So like if he If he does retain, then hey, he continues his reign. So I'm not really too like upset about it. But I feel like this is definitely gonna be a fun match to see. You already know it's gonna be all over the place. Like who it's gonna be basically a battle of who can bounce higher, and I already know Javon's gonna win.
Yep, pretty much.
And speaking of winning, we have this women's tag team match. The now former NXT Women's Champion and the newest member of Raw, Stephanie Valkyrie, teaming up with Lola Vice against these two ladies. Who are they?
This is Chic Tormenta and Dallas. I think that's how you pronounce the name.
You probably said it better than me, so that's why I asked you to say it.
But they are what you would call in lucha libre terms, you got technicos are the baby faces and rudos are the heels. I want to say these two ladies are rudos.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to it because seeing Stephanie and Lola tag team, they're two very different personalities, two very, very different characters. Stephanie's more straightforward, more like mysterious or what have you, and Lola is like fun, dancing, shaking my ass type. And then you got these two badasses from AAA that they're going against. So this one should be interesting to watch just for the character dynamics alone. I'm really looking forward to more of the story they can tell because I know all of these ladies can go in the ring.
I'm gonna go team babyface.
Yeah, probably so. Probably so. And if the heels from AAA win, it's going to cause a little rift between Lola and Stephanie, and that could be something that they could carry on to, especially.
But that's the thing, though. If they do that, Stephanie, you think if Stephanie's on Raw, you think you're gonna have her pop up down to NXT for a brief feud and then just go on back up?
I mean, they've done it before. Have people bounce back and forth, so
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised.
This is also true. So yeah, I think was that all the oh we still got the one that's up in the air right now, but that is the tag team match that you just talked about, Legado and the Insane Clown Posse.
That one is, like I said, if I'm really, I want to see that one just because those guys from AAA, they can really get down. And I don't think people really know what Los Garzas and Santos Escobar can really do as far as their lucha libre style. And I think this is going to really show people what those three guys can actually do with this style. And I think this is going to be one of the better matches on the card to show off what these WWE guys can do versus that lucha libre style.
Okay. Based off the look alone, I'm saying Insane Clown Posse win this one.
Oh yeah, because it's going to further drive a wedge between Phantasma, between those guys.
Yeah, sure. So right now it's only 4 matches confirmed. I wouldn't be surprised if they throw like maybe one more match on the card.
Well, the other match is the Latino World Order against Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana. And that's the one that I think is kind of up in the air because of the Joaquin Wilde injury and who would they replace him with.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I'm like, I don't know. They could still do the match and just replace him with someone else. Even have someone from Triple I fill in and, be on their team or whatever in the Latino World Order. So that one is the one that's up in the air that I'm not really sure about is going to happen because of the injury. That's it.
And if I had to go based off of look with them too, they look kind of cool too. I'm gonna have to see them win too, because I'm not gonna hold you. Legado and in LWO ain't been taken serious in a long time. So you can't really fault me for not taking them serious if the company themselves don't take them serious.
Exactly.
So, hey, if the match does happen, hey, it'll be. I'm pretty sure it'll be a fun. Like if this is your type of wrestling, this will be fun for you to see. If it's not your type of wrestling, then hey, by all means, have at it. So
I put it to you like this: if you like flippy shit and high spots and stuff like that, and ooh moments, peep it out.
yeah. So hey, that's Worlds Collide. It'll go down before Money in the Bank, and then that leads into Money in the Bank. The last time is now Robotic John Cena.
I am John Cena. I am a heel. You must hate me now.
I
I'm
am a
going
robot.
to ruin wrestling.
I am a robot. Feed me more.
Feed me more.
Feed me, bitches.
We kind of talked about this, I think, last week when we brought up the stip with Lyra and Becky, that Intercontinental title match. If Becky loses, she can't challenge for the title again. If Lyra loses, she has to raise Becky's hand. So, where do you see this going?
Oh, my stance still stays the same. I still see Becky winning this and winning that women's Intercontinental Championship, and pretty much what we said was going to happen. I said that I thought was going to happen at Backlash is going to kickstart the year, and I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't happen before SummerSlam. I wouldn't be surprised if Bayley returns here after the match. Because the next pay-per-view is SummerSlam. I feel like it could be a triple threat at SummerSlam. Whenever Bayley returns, it could be a triple threat.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you here because I think the story is going to be prolonged and told if Becky wins the title, it takes it off of Lyra and forces her to raise her hand, even though she doesn't want to. And then Becky attacks her, and then that's where Bayley comes back. I really think that's the way this was going to go.
Yeah,
Because
like when Lyra told us, said no, shut up
with that accent, dog. That was man.
That made me laugh more than it probably should.
Hell yeah. I watched it a couple of times earlier today too. I promise I watched it a couple of times earlier today just to like peep it out or whatever. But yeah, I definitely got Becky winning in that match.
Oh yeah, me too. So we might as well go ahead. It's like we appreciate you, Bird Lady. That was you did what you could with that title, but it's time to give it to the man.
The man.
The man.
You got
Becky,
M-A-H.
you gotta give it to Becky H. Becky Hurst Hemsley.
I see what you did there. You didn't go that other route.
Nope.
People been going.
Nope.
Good.
We are not doing that. We are not doing that here. No.
Good one.
But speaking of the other matches, because I believe there's only going to be 4 matches on this card because of the Money in the Bank ladder match. We might as well go ahead and switch gears to the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. You got Seth freaking Rollins, Penta, LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, Andrade, and this nigga. Andrade and Americano.
Damn.
I am not. It's like this storyline is for somebody. It's just not me. And I say this every single week because every time this thing continues, I'm just like, bro, this is SmackDown versus Raw 2011 when Jack Swagger was wearing the mask in the video game. Like it was stupid, it was cheesy, it was corny, but it was like harmless. This just feels like they're just saying, hey, this is the push that Chad Gable is getting, but he's gonna wear a mask just because.
it's it makes you think Vince is still in charge. That's the type of storyline that this is, to be honest with you. It's like a Vince type of storyline.
The funny
But
thing is, about the reason why I never really differentiated Triple H from Vince's booking is because I feel like Triple H learned from Vince.
yeah, I think he learned a lot what to do and what not to do. And I think this is just one of those goofy ass things that they probably did as a one off that they got some sort of positive feedback on. I don't know from where or from who, and they decided to keep going with it. But even by this graphic is centered on Seth.
Mm-hmm.
He has the most, like, he takes up the most in this graphic, and he's centered at the bottom, in the middle, and it's like everybody is like kind of hovering around him. And I can't take LA Knight or Andrade seriously because they're both smiling in their pictures. I don't think they're ready to push Penta that hard. This El Grande Americano is just like some dumb shit that they're doing for right now.
Bro, what if he wins? Ooh.
And we both know so they ain't gonna give it to Solo.
Because
Because Solo is basically like he's
that
like
nigga's theme song has been
he
outdated for a
is
while.
Solo is Samoan Suge Knight right now.
That nigga's theme song has been outdated for a while because that nigga ain't taking nothing. He ain't stealing no scores. He is doing nothing but taking loss. He ain't taking nothing at all.
Hey, bro, Seth walking away with that briefcase because, like I said before,
do you think they're making it too obvious that he's walking away with the briefcase? Because they're making it too obvious.
They're making it very obvious. And the thing is
so if it isn't Seth, who you think they would throw it to? If it's Andrade, if it's Americano, I'm just gonna blank out.
If it's not Seth, I could see Penta.
You feel like they're gonna go to the new route this year?
The reason why I say Penta is because remember when Rob Van Dam won it, and he was like everybody's favorite at that time.
Yep.
And then he decided to cash in, you know, at the one night stand and all of that good stuff. I could see that happening. Because you have to think, you know, who do you see as a future world champion? Who is somebody that could hold a world title on one of these brands and carry it at least for a month or two? They may not have like a 6-8 month, you know, Mania to Mania or SummerSlam to SummerSlam reign like some guys do. But who could you see in this group as a future world champion outside of Seth? Like a legit, like this guy can be it or whatever. The only reason why I'm not saying Solo is because Solo's had his shot at the Ula Fala and leader of the bloodline, and they had him as a lead dog or whatever, and they didn't put the title on him then. And I don't see them as putting the title on him now because I see them as the next person out of that whole crew that would hold a world title would be Jacob before it be Solo, I would think.
Yeah.
I just don't see a logical path for anybody to win a world title outside of Penta, and it's because he's the new hot thing, and he's somebody that people will easily get behind and understand, like, yeah, this guy is worthy of being a world champion.
I think the reason why I'm also not going with Seth is because they said Roman Reigns is coming back in June. They're making it too obvious that Seth is going to win. He can possibly almost win, and then all you hear is dun, 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 dun. You hit his music plays, and he's going to push that ladder over.
I mean, yeah, we could do that, but and here's why I say I'm wondering if the El Grande Americano is a sneak in this match.
I think you get taken out.
What if Chad Gable gets hurt and El Grande Americano all of a sudden he can't appear for some reason or something or another or something like that happens, right? And they have to insert somebody else into the match. Outside of that, then that's like a real long shot. I think it's Seth or Penta. If
they insert somebody in the match and it's Roman and he pulls a Brock in 2019.
Bruh.
The belly laugh that I'm going to let out is going to be so loud that the neighbors are going to file a noise complaint.
Bruh. That's why I'm glad, like, where my room is and where I normally sit in my room is like in the back corner of my room. So it's not as loud for my daughter because her room is kind of above mine.
Yeah.
So that way, if I do yell and laugh or something like that, I just make sure I close the door to my bathroom or whatever. So it's not as loud in her room. But yeah, I will holler.
So
Two words.
For official picks, who we got for the men's?
I got Seth and Penta is my fail-safe.
All right, Seth into fail-safe. For me,
Did you see what Hi-Lite said?
Oh, he want a grind. He want grande Americano. Okay, bet.
Like, I gave him a chance to like
Americano.
back
So that is his pick.
He doubled down on
That's his pick. All right. So my pick is Seth Rollins, but my fail-safe will be Roman Reigns. Inserts himself.
Oh, you gonna take the insert? Or is it, okay.
I ain't saying he's going to be a participant. I'm just gonna say he's going to insert himself into the match.
No, I know that's what I'm saying. You taking the insert as your fail safe is what I'm saying.
Yeah, like because they could just easily just not have him get involved at all. But my fail safe to give me at least half a point is like, hey, Roman Reigns is going to show up at some capacity.
Gotcha.
And so no, scratch that. Seth is my pick, but if for my fail safe is Penta because of Roman Reigns. That's how I should word it. That's how I should word it.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
it's basically the same thing I picked just for a different reason.
Yeah, I'm like Penta because of Roman, Penta or like somebody is winning because of Roman Reigns. But I
tell you what, if it comes down to us and it comes down to this and it's the fail safe, if Roman does help Penta win, that gives you an extra quarter point to put you ahead of me.
Yep, true. True. The next one, I like these short. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't know who complained about 4 to 5 card matches. I'm not one of them. I like it when I'm not one of the people who complains about, oh my god, it's 4 to 5 match cards in 2025. It's boring. It's bad, nigga. No, like, bruh. And then on top of that, like, come on, man.
We know you like the shorter pay-per-view.
Yes. This is for me. This is for me in my sleep. This is for me. This is built for me.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I think there's a UFC event this Saturday night too. If I'm not.
It is.
Yeah.
So right after Money in the Bank. So right after their post show. So they're gonna be done by 9 o'clock.
That means that I'm gonna have like both up. I'm gonna have the 2 TVs or two view laptop, iPad, 2 TVs. Something. It's gonna be at least 2 things on at the same time.
Yeah. So
because this one is one that I'm definitely looking forward to. This one right here, the women's. I honestly, bro, the women's is harder to pick than the men's, and I guarantee you, it's probably going to be more entertaining.
I feel like that's me with women's wrestling for the past year and a half for a while. So yeah, but if I had to pick, damn, you really right. Like I don't know who. Like, damn,
I'm going with Naomi as my pick to win, and my fail safe is going to be Roxanne.
So I already know that they're going to have some crazy ass spots. I'm trying to figure out who's going to take a ladder bump. It's probably going to be Julia because she looks like the type that's going to take a crazy ladder bump. Stephanie's going to get a good showing. Roxanne's going to get a good showing. I wouldn't be surprised if Judgment Day try to get involved because she's tied with them right now.
Yeah,
Alexa Bliss
help get that win.
If it comes down to Roxanne and Alexa Bliss, and this is how they link up her with the Wyatt Six, or they move past that story, I don't know. That's gonna be interesting as well. Naomi is my pick, because I feel like her character work has been some of her best work in a while. Because I've been saying for years that they need to finally give her something to sink her teeth in, and the way that she's been acting for the past couple of weeks, she finally found something to sink her teeth in. And what better way to rub it in everybody's face than with the Money in the Bank briefcase?
For sure.
The weird way that they could go about it is giving it to Rhea, even though I feel like she's one of those people who don't need
Bro,
the
that's what I'm
briefcase
saying, bro.
because she's Rhea freaking Ripley. All she has to do is ask for a title match, and she got it.
Exactly. Mommy in the Bank has a nice ring to it, and I would love to see that printed on the actual briefcase. But the reason why I picked Naomi is many of the same reasons why you said her character work has been so good, and something that is so deep, and something that is so like meaningful and transformative, and such a difference from what she was playing before. And this heel character that she's diving into is even more heelish than when she was a heel previously. So it's something that has a lot of depth to it, and a lot of like darkness to it, and a lot of like pain, and a lot of like she's throwing a lot into this character. And I could definitely see somebody like that holding the Money in the Bank briefcase and holding it over a champion's head. Like, I might cash in and I might not. The other one I could see as like this dastardly heel who may cash in and may not would be Roxanne, because she's played that kind of character pretty much since turning heel down in NXT. Rhea just doesn't make sense because, like you said, she doesn't need it. Oh, wow.
She does.
Well, there we go.
What happened?
We got an answer to one of our questions earlier. When will Mariah May debut?
She's in NXT.
Yep. Just like that. This is what you get when you tune in live with us on Tuesday nights, because if some shit pops off in NXT, you get it live and direct. And there was just this break apart brawl when JC Jane was calling out like all kinds of people. Jordan Grace came out, and somebody else came out, and they were all like outside fighting, and then the lights went out and Mariah May just popped up. Like, this is dope. But getting back to the topic at hand, I would love to see Stephanie or Julia win it, as the new and up and comers to further establish them. But I just don't see, like, one thing that I see that could kind of be sort of a barrier for them immediately being shot to the moon is their ability to talk on the mic. And I think until they can like figure out how they're going to communicate that or whatever, like, I think it's going to continue to be an issue. But and Rhea doesn't need it. Alexa really doesn't need it herself either, because she has other things that she can do, and she's a former champion and whatnot. So the two that I came down to is Naomi and Roxanne, and that's how I arrived at my pick and my fail safe.
So you got Roxanne as your fail safe, basically.
Yep. I got Naomi as my pick, Roxanne as my fail safe.
Cool. Last match before we get up out of here is the tag match that a lot of people don't really. Or it's polarizing. Let's go with that. John Cena, undisputed WWE champion, teaming with Logan Paul to take on World Heavyweight Champion main event Jey Uso and the returning American Nightmare Cody Rhodes.
I got Cena and Paul winning because I think Gunther's going to cost Jey Uso.
Well, those tsunamis that man took, I feel like he cost himself.
That too.
The match. Jey Uso is not going into this match 100%.
Yeah, and Cody Rhodes has been out for a while. If you really want to like put over this John Cena character, teaming him up with a Logan Paul, even though you saw a little bit of dissension in them, where Logan wanted to fight and John was like, nah, chill.
I like how Damian says this is a bathroom break match. This is the fucking main event. That is crazy. Like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom during this match. This is the main event. That is crazy.
Well, wait. Here's the thing, though. If you go during the entrances, it's going to be at least 10 minutes, damn near 10 minutes worth of entrances. So if you go during the entrances, you good. you know, as long as you ain't gotta like drop one of them long deuces where you like kind of struggling because you're a little constipated or something, you should be fine. Should be fine. But
Damn, that is crazy.
if it's just I gotta leak my lizard type of bathroom break, go during the entrances, bro. You be good. Trust me, because it's gonna take at least 6 to 10 minutes to get all them entrances done. Trust me, as somebody who used to like try to write for TV and would like do TV stuff and radio commercial breaks and things like that, trust me. Go during them entrances. You're gonna have at least 6 to 10 minutes worth of entrances between the four of them. Because Logan Paul got to come out and do his heel thing, and he got to do the drone thing. John Cena got to come out and do his I'm not doing shit thing. I'm just playing John Cena. Last time is now. City merch, blah, blah, blah. Cody got to do the whoa at least 2 or 3 times during his song. And you know, Jay got to come through the crowd and eat with everybody. So it's going to be a lot of
This is going to be LOL John Cena 2025. Match quality wise.
So you basically saying, because we know in tag matches, one partner typically does most of the heavy lifting. So we're saying this is going to be a Logan Paul heavy in-ring match.
Yeah. And you know Jay's gonna be the guy working underneath because he got the messed up insides because of Bronson Reed doing 2 tsunamis.
Yeah, I could also see that hot tag to Cody being like explosive.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that hot tag to Cody being real explosive. Also, another reason why I'm glad you mentioned it already, that this is potentially the main event, is because whoever wins that men's Money in the Bank can always tease that cash in with this match. Biggest reason why this should main event Money in the Bank, even though the 2 Money in the Bank matches are going to be bangers, and I think the women are going to do better than the men. Just the tease of a potential cash in at the end of the night, because both champions are involved in this match, and it has been the last, you know, including this one, 3 years, 2023, 24, and 25. Money in the Bank has involved champions in tag matches. So that being said, I think that this would be a perfect spot to have this match main event, because you also have some of the biggest stars in this match. You have your biggest two of your biggest part-timers in John Cena and Logan Paul. Then you have your, you know, quote unquote QB1, and you have Jey Uso, who's the hottest thing in wrestling right now. So you got a lot, you know, riding on this match main event.
So yeah. This is one match that's what I'm saying. I have nothing to say because I'm like, I'm all but saying I don't care. Team Cena for the win and just move on.
Yeah,
I feel like this is going to building to Cody versus John at SummerSlam.
I think so too, and I don't even think that we're going to get a title change either. I would be surprised if we don't get a title change at SummerSlam, or we may get a title change later. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to my thing with this match is more of if there's a potential tease on a cash in, and if there's any dissension or whatever between Paul and Cena. Like, I'm watching this match for everything but the outcome of the match.
Yeah, this match could have been Saturday Night's Main Event. Yeah,
bruh, this match could have been on SmackDown or Raw.
Yeah, it could have been on SmackDown because I would have been asleep. Yeah. Because it would have been at that 11 o'clock hour, and my bed would have got me sunk, and I would not have moved.
This shit is so hilarious because I'm the old dude on the pod, and I'm the one that's always staying up late to watch this shit. Am I alone feeling like
Lovely said, am I alone feeling like Jay?
Yeah.
Joke now? Has he? Do you feel that way? Do you feel like he?
No. Like, bro, the nigga choked out Gunther, and he's like, you want like if you're gonna be a babyface champion, you're gonna stand up for yourself and you're gonna stand up for your friends and you're
He
gonna
needs
be
to.
that
I feel
that pillar of
like
virtue.
the joke comment is coming from him relying on the yeeting and the I guess the run it back type
Mhm.
beat. I think that's where a lot of people's annoyance is coming from. That's
Yeah, and
some people. I'm not saying all, but some people.
exactly.
I'm seeing
Some,
that.
not all.
I'm
Right.
seeing.
And
Yeah, I'm
I
seeing
think
that.
that people who reduce him to just an entrance and only a few moves or whatever, I think that they don't realize he has a lot more depth to his character and to his moveset. It's just that why do all that extra stuff if it's not necessary?
Yeah.
If the moment or the match or whatever it is does not call for it. Like the feud with Gunther, it called for him to dig into that character, and the match called for him to go a little bit further into his bag as a wrestler.
Mm.
So that's where I'm seeing, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm seeing. That the moment and or the match is calling for something that he can deliver on, but when it doesn't call for it, he doesn't have to.
I can see that comparison as far as like relying heavy on the entrance because
Mhm.
she mentioned they're making him like Enzo Amore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Like they didn't let him like cook in the ring and to kind of get you type of stuff because I've noticed a lot of people want Bloodline Jay back minus the mental abuse that he got from Roman.
Yes.
But I can see that.
Listen, I'm hearing what you're saying. I see where you're coming from. I do. I really do. I see the line that you're drawing. I just don't feel the same way. I think that he can still be more than just that entrance and just the catchphrase and whatnot. And he showed that in the match with Gunther at Mania. He even went to that bag with Logan Paul, putting the sleeper on him on Saturday night's main event and whatnot. It's just like we saw Cena in fucking 2016 and 17 do moves and put on matches that we never thought we saw John Cena for 15 years before that. He never done shit like that before. All of a sudden he started pulling shit out of his bag.
Well, because he probably didn't know what it was
Right. And he
until that.
didn't really need it because they were booking him in such a manner in which he didn't have to. So
So
it's
basically,
like,
the problem isn't even Jay; it's more so the booking.
thank you. Like, if you go back and I'll say if you watch some of their earlier stuff, like you can see where he has more of that in his bag and whatnot. Like, Lovely, we're gonna talk about this because I do want to hear your point because she does have some like really insightful stuff. And like talking to people like her, and other people in the community and whatnot, they really help me see things from a different perspective. Um, Talking to her, I know talking to the guys at Backstage Brawl sometimes, like they give me a different little insight on stuff. Sports for You Wrestling, those guys, Two Dope Marks, shit, Black Announce Table, Black Rat. Like listen to every different person in the community. I can get and see these
Yeah,
different perspectives and stuff,
if
and I
you
love
listen to everybody in the community and not have insults, you will have a great conversation.
it. Exactly. Exactly.
So that's basically what Love was saying. What Marshall might say, Jey Uso is what R-Truth would have been if he won a world championship catchphrase, catchy song. And she said that's basically what they turned him into, a caricature of
Caricature.
himself.
Yeah, I
I
think
can see that. Yeah.
I can definitely see that. But like I said, I also see where there's a different depth to his character that they're gonna tap that he's tapped into when it's pulled out and necessary.
I just hope it's
Pause.
different.
Pause.
What happened?
No pulling out stuff.
Listen, man. I just hope they give him with this title reign, they do better than his Intercontinental title reign.
I think they've already done better than that because his Intercontinental title reign lasted for like
2
72
weeks.
hours or so. Oh, Sloan is right. Like, bro, there was a lot of content that we left on the table at Mania because when we were in Vegas,
Sometimes you just got to be in the zone. Like
bunch of different conversations.
yes,
And I even said this one of my mentors in sports media, he and I used to have the best conversations on driving to the radio station and driving home from the radio station. The stuff we put on radio was great, but it was the conversations before and after the shows that were like podcast worthy. And a lot of the times that kind of stuff will fuel what you put into your content that you actually put out there. But like, man, I love some of those side conversations that I have with a lot of different people in the community. And I mean, sitting there with Sloan and Dre when we were rooming at Mania, and just some of the conversations we had early morning or late at night or whatever, it was really dope, really dope.
Yeah. And speaking of dope, this was another dope edition of the GRESH UNLEASHED podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed what we brought to the table when it comes to the conversation that we brought, from our thoughts on R-Truth's contract expiring to Money in the Bank, Worlds Collide, me learning new things about AAA and all that good stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And we didn't get to everything, but hey, you can also tune into the Public Enemies podcast every Thursday at 7:20 Eastern Standard Time, because whatever we don't get to on here, we get to on there with the fellas. Oh my God, Graham, Waco Kid, whenever he gets out of the penitentiary, CJ, Big Match Jizzle, as well as the occasional appearance of Asian Ben, aka Cujo Kev. But make sure you guys tap into Public Enemies every Thursday, 7:20 Eastern Standard Time. And hopefully you guys tap into the Sucio Sports with our boy, the Giant, Jermaine. What you got coming up on tomorrow?
Man, we got to talk about the Knicks that got eliminated and then fired Tom Thibodeau. Like, bruh, I'm pretty sure like my daughter is gonna make one of her guest appearances tomorrow to talk some shit about that, because she's a Celtics fan and she loves Jason Tatum, and she was happy that the Pacers eliminated the Knicks. So we definitely gonna talk about that tomorrow night on Sucio Sports, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern, that's 7:30 Mountain, and 6:30 Pacific. That's right, JT, aka the Short King. Stop calling me the Giant. I'm average height.
The Giant. Yes. Word to WCW. We've taken that nickname from Big Show Paul White and giving it to Jermaine.
I got another picture I'm gonna send y'all of me and my little cousins at my other cousin's wedding, and it'll show y'all.
Oh, it don't matter what you send me. I'm still gonna call your ass Giant. So it's like we've already settled this. But hopefully you guys stay safe out here in these streets, and remember to always tap into the podcast www.gressunleashed.com, as well as GRESH UNLEASHED Pod on YouTube. Get us to 1,000 subscribers over there if you will. Other than that, see you guys on the other side next week. I believe I'll be out of town, but we still will be going live. But I'll be going live from a hotel. Hotel Gresh is going to be back next week. But yo, remember to always eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. He an average height for a giraffe. We out. Yo,
I hate that nigga, man. God damn. He the one who busted me in the first place when we